Hey friends, welcome back again. You are watching another episode of our Blast from the Past series, battles I fought months ago before I was regularly posting videos, but too good not to share. Alright friends, welcome back again to another episode of Tactical Enlightenment, and we have another siege defense likely in this episode, as this very large combined force of Southern Empire here is sieging our castle, our city here. However, I think it's going to make more sense for us to break in and help the defenders here. They have over 4,000 troops, and we are down to about 1,000, a little over 1,000 in our main vanguard. So we'll lose a lot of troops if we break in. As you can see, our units are in pretty good health here. We've lost a couple companions in recent battles, but with 70 Britannian Fianchamps and a pretty stout overall army here, I think if we break inside, we've got a pretty good chance of defending this keep. I like to use a faster axe for siege, and I also like to use more javelins. I'll try to add an additional javelin tranche. That way I have even more ability to deal death at a distance. Of course, if you don't have bows and arrows, it helps to have all the javelins you have. Once in a while I'll wear a shield into siege, but for the most part I count on dead bodies and people leaving their shields on the ground for me to pick up. Right? So I'm not gonna take a shield into a battle like this. Looks like we're gonna lose as many as 80 troops going in, which is fine. And now we're going to be able to help the defenders inside, the couple hundred defenders or more inside, and 1,200 defenders against the 4,000. This should be a very doable siege defense here. We're going to play with normal player damage for all siege. Siege feels sort of final to me, so always for siege defenses I use normal player damage. We will get some of our characters assigned to a few of these roles here. Some of these roles are more important than others. If you're curious to see more of my companions in this campaign that I'm playing, I'd recommend that you check out some of our earlier episodes on the channel. We have some 20 videos now edited on the channel. I've only been doing voice narration for about a month. Hopefully people are enjoying it. I'm still getting used to it myself. If you think the voice, if my mic sounds off or something like that, please let me know. I'm still getting better at narrating. I'm also playing while I'm narrating. My 8th Corps, where I dropped all my units in there, I'll be using them critically in this battle. My 8th Corps is the 8th Army Group, of course, and I have almost 45 companions. Some of them are paid companions, a lot of them are family members, all piled into one elite division. And look at this big open area where I can position troops. Not quite sure what the fucking gathering is in that area there, but look at this. I can put my archer division and the 8th Corps in this big open area. Holy fuck, there's a fucking hole in the wall here. Okay, that I did not expect. You can see my javelin skills need some work. I need to shake off a little bit of rust. But given the fact that we have a big hole there, I'm going to position an archer unit and the 8th Corps right at the edge of this defendable area. At least there's this large sort of open flat area here where I can position defensive troops. Because needless to say, the enemy's going to be pouring through the fucking hole in the wall. I was not aware that there was actually a sieged down wall at this city. But we're in for it now. We're here to defend. These, of course, are very valuable, these explosive rounds. You basically just get a little running start, lob them out there, and of course if you hit units with that, it kills them by the dozen. So we'll look for a better opportunity with some of these. Of course, if you get shot with an arrow, your guy instantly drops them and he can't pick it back up. So it's a strange little quirk. So I'm kind of running through here as fast as I can. See, the walls are all beaten down by siege as well. But I think if I can get this lobbed into the middle there, I think we can cause massive destruction. Yeah, so it's almost like you're a human catapult. Of course, there's guys actually firing from the catapult. So it's an effective tool in addition to the catapult. The catapult, of course, throws it out further, but you can lob these out pretty well. once you get your aim down. It's strange because there's no catapult up here. There's just a bunch of these explosive rounds. Eventually, I'll be able to hit those guys on the ram as they get closer as well. Let's see if we can get... Well, that works, right? The whole fucking screen is dead people, right? So once you get the range down on these, you basically just throw as many as you can. These guys compacted in behind their ram, acting like dipshits, you know, are going to get killed en masse. I mean, it's definitely not the most terrific AI, right? They just continue. As soon as you kill them, the rest of them just compact themselves right on top of each other, right? It's just 30 dipshits now. Oops, see, I got shot. So he just instantly drops it, and it's a game quirk. I guess the explosive ability of that little mortar round or whatever the fuck is taken away, right? We can no longer use that. I can throw it on these guys, though. Catch! And you see the destructive power of these. In a keep defense, if you have piles of these stones, sometimes they're non-exploding, but these explosive types like this, you want to take advantage of it every time. Not quite certain where all my units are going. I generally micromanage a couple of units in Siege. Micromanage means commanding individually. Look at this. There's going to be a traffic jam right here I'm going to be able to lob this shit into. As long as I don't get shot, 30 guys are about to die. I generally will micromanage 2 or 3 units because when you start micromanaging more than a couple, things go unplanned in sieges. I've had like defenders just leave areas undefended. I've had guys just standing there while the enemy pours in through the gate. So I've learned to micromanage a couple units and no more than that. These stones, I'm basically going to throw these until they run out, right? I mean, if you're killing 30 guys every throw, you know, you should be basically using these until they're exhausted, right? There's a rock pile there. I can use some of those too. These are much more effective though. Oops, oh shit. So effective I killed or injured some of my own guys. Yeah, see, they've got that door nicely tied up. Now I've got the 8th Corps and the 5th Corps right here. These units I'm basically going to use. You can see they've got a nice bead on that opening there. They've got it totally bottled up. I mean, the enemy's not getting through there anytime soon. And behind them, I've got, you know, 100 archers just firing arrows, and of course it's hitting shields, but my javelins with my almost 300 javelin skills, it goes right through their shields and kills the guy too. I've got companions with a similar skill. They're not quite as high skill as me, but when you get a dozen guys with that skill, I mean, you're just a death machine. Yeah, see, so the enemy's starting to breach the gate here. Oh shit, kill my own guys. We can charge up with our division here and help these units defend. If you're wondering why we're moving so fast, we've got one of those banners that gives you 30% troop speed, right? So we're moving extra fast. A lot of us have high athleticism, and now we're moving like we had 5 rock stars and work out 6 days a week.
Soldiers, forward! Stand apart! After me!
His character hit level 58 last week, right? Grigor. He's starting to become quite the juggernaut in battle, and now he's gaining some command skills as well. He's got some decent medicine skills. His siege skills are kind of mediocre, but between his combat, his medicine, and his leadership skills, he's becoming a total warlord. I've been playing this campaign for almost 60 years now of the game, so a lot of time. I've probably devoted 10 months of my life to it. For people who are curious, we are fighting 7 of the 8 different kingdoms that are out there all at the same time. I'm sort of tentatively allied with Sturgia. Sturgia was my initial kingdom, and so we have sort of a peace broker deal with them. Basically, I pay them money. Every once in a while, they get grouchy and declare war, and we just say, "Here's some fucking money. Shut the fuck up and be our friends again." And that's what that's done, is it's created a campaign with a fuck ton of battles against very aggressive, very angry enemies. At this stage, we've got, I think, 6 castles and 7 or 8. Shit, they're having a breach here. I may have to call the 8th Corps over for this. We've got about 6 cities and 8 castles. And most of our opposing kingdoms have either the same size kingdom or even larger. Some of them, they have like 10, 11 cities. Throw some javelins here. You know, so we're outmatched, but we're holding our own so far. Part of the reason, of course, is because we're taking advantage of battles like this, right? With our thousand troops here, as long as one of these doors don't breach open, we should be able to keep this force back. I've probably got 800 men in reserve, a couple hundred men in reinforcements just waiting, and we've got our 5th and 8th Corps just waiting for battle. These guys are untouched. All those guys in the courtyard there, the 5th Corps, the archers. As long as I don't get shot to death, then we've got a very good chance of winning this battle. The biggest thing to keep siege is making sure you don't get huge breaches, right? As a commander, you want to constantly adjust things and make sure you're watching your openings, right? Make sure you're watching the areas of your keep that are most vulnerable, right? So the front gate, very, very vulnerable here. I hear combat. I don't know. I hear guys yelling. You got to basically... Okay, see, here we got a problem. We got a breach on that far right wall. They've burst through. I got to get down there. I've got to get the 8th Corps into battle, and I'm going to have to join them with my combat skills here. Look at the enemies just pouring towards the fucking hole there. All right, so moving the 8th Corps down. We can get an archer division to assist them. The damage to falling, I've just got to accept it. I fucking lost 1/8 of my life there just falling. Throw some javelins here. And we got to get this 8th Corps and this 5th Division into battle here. If the enemy starts bursting through this wall here, we are fucked. Wow, the fuckers, they are pushing in fast. This is precisely what I've been guarding against, worried about, and it happened a lot faster than I expected. I had units were there, I thought they'd be able to plug it up quicker, but the enemy just started fucking pouring through here. Now we've got to go to work. I'm taking fucking blows to the face. Of course, if I go down in this siege, we're in deep shit. These units on their own don't function particularly well. The AI is, it's more like artificial imbecility. Trying to get units to that hole as quick as possible. The enemy's just pouring through it. If I can get units physically up into there, we can clog it. But failing that, we're just going to have a fucking bloody battle here in this courtyard. Now, we have elite troops right here. We're going to be able to hold them back for a while, but not forever, right? Our main advantage in this battle is the narrow openings. Fucking looks like the main gate is breaching, too. Basically running back and forth, trying to figure out which one is the more urgent need. I've got the 8th Corps. I can basically command at will to help fill these breaches, but right now both of them look bad. It's very tenuous right now. I'm looking up at the power bar occasionally in between swings, and the enemy's got at least the same amount of troops and chance to win this battle that we do. And they're just streaming through this fucking door. People have heard me say before, the enemy in a siege is like water. You don't want water to start speeding up in a situation like this because, of course, it'll just sweep you away. All of a sudden, your troops are swept away, and you're in dire shape. I've got my 8th Corps position right now in between these two crises because, frankly, I don't know which one is more dire. They both seem bad. The enemy's pouring in here. The only thing that's good at this stage is it does seem like we have better troops. Of course, at the start of the battle, they had all elite troops, but now we're kind of deep into their units. We've killed probably 1,000 or 1,500. Of course, we killed a lot with the bombs at the very beginning. But obviously, we're outnumbered 4-1 here. Just seems like endless enemies pushing in there. The 8th Corps is up here throwing their javelins, shooting their arrows. That's one of the nice advantages of them. Almost all of our elite units have ranged attacks, so they don't have to be in the enemy's face to be physically attacking them to be making an impact. Can help the guys here at the gate a little bit, but this seems secure. The enemy's kind of right at the entrance of it. I think we've got enough guys to clamp that. In fact, it looks like we just had a big surge of reinforcements, and we need it. Holy shit, the enemy's fucking pouring up here from the bottom. They're pouring up right into our 8th Corps, so it's a full scrum now. Got to get down there somehow. I got to get behind this enemy and just fucking hammer these guys from behind. We're waylaying them. The 8th Corps is driving into them, and this reinforcement line of infantry is kind of just the right time. Eighth Corps is in shape, but the enemy continues to stream out of this right side. Of course, when I started this siege, I just had no idea there was a fucking big hole in the wall. I'm not sure I would have decided to defend it in that case. But these are the kind of things you learn, right? You learn, we get better at Bannerlord, we get better at life because we make mistakes or we observe mistakes from other people. In this situation, you can observe my mistakes, right? Feel free to observe the keep before you try to defend it to see if there's any gigantic fucking holes that the enemy can just pour through. If we lose this keep, of course, I'll be to blame. It'll be a foolish decision. We've got a pretty good grasp on this hole, though. We've got a nice surge of units. It's kind of a chaotic scrum, but I feel like we're killing the enemy en masse here. Of course, I still have half my health. Putting that legendary armor to use. Moving the 8th Corps closer to that breach because it just feels like that breach. Shit, now there's a breach at the main gate. Just seems like everywhere I go there's a fucking crisis. Fuckers. I think we got this wrapped up now. The front gate looks secure. There's reinforcements pouring in. We've got a huge slug of men behind it. I think now it's to make sure this right area where there's a fucking hole in the wall, I think I got to make sure this is secured. I've got the 8th Corps just standing by, basically. This is my last reserve. These guys here I want to keep until it's obvious that we have to just charge with everything we've got. And I think we're going to have to do that. I think we're going to have to send these guys in here. The enemy's starting to pour in again. It's just like that water analogy. They just seem never-ending. Starting to sweep us away here. My units are still shooting at them, but that only slows them down. Let's send them in full-on charge. There's just fucking purple fucking shields everywhere I look. It's just a press of men. Yeah, we are hammering them. I'm looking up at the screen. It's just all green. I think they just broke. We might have just broke the enemy's morale. Yep, we did. Wow. Pursue some of these fucking fleeing cowards. That was a gruesome defense, though. It looked very tenuous at times. But ultimately, we were successful here. And that was 4,000 troops. That's one of the largest keep defenses I've ever been a part of. 2,400 we injured or killed. Look at all the nobles that died. Man, what a massacre. We lost half our troops, but to be able to pull this defense off is, we consider that quite a success. So we just started the channel. The battles are probably going to get bigger and bigger in this campaign. Of course, I'm fighting everybody. If you're interested in watching more, please let me know. Please subscribe. Please comment. All that good stuff. Thanks for watching, fellas, and I'll see you guys next time.